As I stepped into the enchanting inn, an inexplicable heaviness settled upon me. The air felt stagnant, as if it held secrets long buried within its walls. Ignoring my unease, I was shown to my room, a space that would soon become a portal into a realm of terror. Nightfall brought an eerie transformation. The inn's corridors seemed to stretch infinitely, their shadows morphing into menacing figures that flickered at the edge of my vision. Muffled whispers echoed through the hallways, teasing my ears with their unintelligible yet haunting messages. Inside my room, an oppressive presence loomed. The temperature dropped, leaving me shivering in the grip of an unseen force. Soft sighs and phantom footsteps resonated through the silence, as if the inn itself was a living, breathing entity. As I lay in bed, sleep eluded me. The room became a theater of the macabre, as flickering lights cast dancing shadows upon the walls. The mirror reflected twisted visages that were not my own, and disembodied whispers seeped through the cracks, infiltrating my consciousness. I ventured out of my room, guided by an inexplicable urge to explore. The hallways became a labyrinth, their walls pulsating with a spectral energy. Doors groaned open, revealing vacant rooms that once housed stories of joy and despair. Time seemed distorted, as if the past and present coexisted in an ethereal dance. In the depths of the inn, I discovered a hidden chamber, a sanctuary of forgotten memories. Within its dusty shelves lay photographs, yellowed with age, capturing the faces of past guests whose stories were lost to time. Their eyes bore witness to unseen horrors, their frozen expressions eternally trapped within the inn's haunted embrace. The night wore on, and the inn's malevolence escalated. Apparitions materialized, their ethereal forms drifting through the halls with purpose. Their mournful cries reverberated through the corridors, as if echoing the tragedies that had befallen them. Overwhelmed by the darkness that pervaded the inn, I made a desperate attempt to flee. As I reached the threshold, a chilling wind whispered against my ear, carrying a warning that resonated deep within my soul. The inn, it seemed, would never release its grip on those who dared to step foot within its walls. It was meant to be a tranquil escape, an idyllic weekend at a lodge, a remote B&B hidden amidst the dense woods. Little did I know that the serenity would be shattered by an encounter with a malevolent presence, leaving me forever scarred by the horrors that lurked within. As I arrived at the lodge, a sense of isolation settled upon me. The quaint cottage, engulfed by towering trees and enveloped in an eerie silence, stood as a gateway to the unknown. The innkeeper, a weathered woman with eyes that held a hint of ancient knowledge, welcomed me with a solemn warning. Beware the secrets that dwell within these woods. Nightfall transformed the tranquility into a nightmare. The howling wind whispered through the trees, carrying an otherworldly melody that chilled my bones. The woods seemed to come alive, their shadows dancing in macabre delight as the moonlight filtered through the branches. Within the confines of my room, an oppressive presence made itself known. The air grew heavy, suffocating, as if unseen eyes bore into my very soul. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows on the walls, and the sound of distant footsteps echoed through the corridors, even though I was the only guest. In the depths of the night, I ventured into the woods surrounding the lodge, lured by a mysterious force that beckoned me further into the darkness. The branches twisted and contorted, forming grotesque shapes that seemed to mock my presence. Whispers carried by the wind hissed in my ears, their words cryptic and filled with menace. As I explored deeper, I stumbled upon a dilapidated cabin, a forgotten remnant of a sinister past. Within its decaying walls, I discovered remnants of a ritual long abandoned, symbols etched into the floor and an altar adorned with dried blood. A cold gust of wind whispered tales of sacrifice and darkness, igniting an instinctual fear within me. Back at the lodge, the haunting escalated. Objects moved of their own accord, disembodied whispers echoed through the halls, and apparitions appeared at the edge of my vision. Faces contorted with anguish materialized in mirrors, their mournful cries reverberating through the air. Driven to the edge of sanity, I confronted the innkeeper, pleading for answers. With a sorrowful gaze, she revealed the truth, that lodge stood upon a cursed ground, a place where the veil between worlds grew thin, allowing malevolent spirits to roam freely. As dawn approached, I escaped the clutches of that lodge, forever scarred by the horrors that had unfolded. The woods whispered their final warning, the haunting refrain lingering in my ears. I vowed to keep the story alive, a cautionary tale to those who venture into the unknown. It was meant to be a peaceful retreat, a cozy bed and breakfast nestled amidst the rolling hills. An elegant Victorian manor stood as an inviting haven for weary travelers seeking respite from the world. Little did I know that my stay would unravel a nightmare beyond my imagination. Upon arrival, the manor's grandeur greeted me, its aging charm beckoning me inside. The innkeeper, a somber figure with piercing eyes, welcomed me with an unnerving smile. Ignoring my growing unease, I settled into my room, unaware of the malevolent presence that awaited me. Nightfall draped the manor in an ominous cloak, casting long shadows that seemed to dance and whisper along the hallways. The air grew heavy with a sense of foreboding, as if the house itself held its breath, awaiting its chance to reveal its dark secrets. As I lay in bed, the silence was broken by faint whispers that floated through the air. The sound grew louder, distinct words mingling with the rustle of the wind outside my window. Goosebumps prickled my skin as I strained to decipher the voices, their messages incomprehensible yet laden with sorrow and desperation. In the dead of night, I awoke to a chilling breeze that cut through the room. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit corridor. Reluctantly, I followed, lured by an invisible force that compelled me deeper into the manor's labyrinthine halls. Shadows flitted across the walls, their ethereal forms mocking me as I navigated the maze of secrets. An unseen presence brushed against my skin, cold and clammy, leaving me trembling with a mix of terror and curiosity. Whispers echoed in my ears, beckoning me towards rooms filled with forgotten memories and unspeakable horrors. As the days passed, the hauntings intensified. Objects moved of their own accord. A symphony of phantom footsteps resounded through the hallways, and disembodied voices pierced the silence of the night. It became clear that the manor held a dark past, a history of tragedies and restless spirits trapped within its walls. During one fateful night, I discovered a hidden chamber in the depths of the manor. Within its confines, I found a collection of photographs, each capturing the anguished faces of individuals who had met their untimely demise under mysterious circumstances. Their hollow eyes seemed to follow me, their silent pleas for justice echoing through the chamber. Determined to unravel the truth, I delved deeper into the manor's history, unearthing tales of heartbreak, betrayal, and unspeakable acts that stained the very foundation of the manor. The spirits, tormented by their unresolved pasts, sought retribution and release, their presence growing more malevolent with each passing night. Haunted by the relentless hauntings, I made the decision to flee, to escape the clutches of the manor and its vengeful occupants. As I crossed the threshold, a chilling wind whispered its farewell, a mix of relief and sorrow sweeping over me. As I entered the charming Oakwood house, I was greeted by the warmth of a crackling fireplace and the inviting smiles of the innkeepers. Little did I know that the enchanting exterior concealed a sinister truth, an experience that would forever haunt my dreams. As the evening wore on, I settled into my room, its antique decor exuding a nostalgic charm. The atmosphere seemed idyllic until the shadows grew longer and an unnerving stillness settled over the house. Whispers, barely audible at first, filled the air, carrying secrets that sent a chill down my spine. In the dead of night, I awoke to an inexplicable draft, the frigid air seeping through the room. My eyes were drawn to the ceiling above, where a narrow staircase led to the attic, an ominous space that exuded a palpable sense of dread. Against my better judgment, curiosity pulled me towards it, and I ascended the creaking steps, feeling as if I were being guided by an unseen hand. As I stepped into the attic's dimly lit expanse, a shiver coursed through my veins. The air grew heavy with a stifling energy, and a chorus of whispers enveloped me, their voices overlapping in a symphony of despair. It was as if the very walls held the memories of those who had suffered within these confines. In the flickering candlelight, I noticed peculiar objects scattered around. An antique doll with vacant eyes, weathered journals filled with cryptic writings, and faded photographs of past guests who had long departed from this world. Each artifact seemed to carry a fragment of the house's troubled history, a dark secret longing to be unearthed. As the night wore on, the attic transformed into a nightmarish realm. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on grotesque shapes that defied logic. Unseen hands brushed against my skin, leaving behind an icy trace that sent shivers down my spine. Whispers grew louder, their voices filled with malice and torment. Terrifying visions plagued my mind, blurring the line between reality and nightmare. Faces distorted with anguish loomed in the darkness, their silent screams piercing the veil of my sanity. Desperate to escape, I stumbled through the attic, the walls closing in, the whispers growing more menacing with every step. At last, I burst out of the attic, my heart pounding in my chest as I gasped for breath. The tranquility of Oakwood House had been shattered, forever tainted by the malevolent forces that resided within. With a heavy heart, I gathered my belongings, bidding farewell to the innkeepers and vowing to keep the horrors of that night locked away in the recesses of my mind.